Hello, everyone. Welcome, SpeedGaming 2 fans, to another match on the 2023 Link to the Past Randomizer Main Tournament. Tonight we have Group K. This is actually a very important match to kind of set where we are in Group K. Sailor Nep swept the group at 6-0 and has clinched first place. Everyone else, though, is still alive for playoffs. If TJ wins, he will clinch the second spot at 3-3. If Fred Coughlin wins, or fcoughlin, he will be 2-4. TJ will be 2-4, and Dare Dash will be 2-4. And we will have a three-way tiebreaker because nobody won more than 1-1 against each other. So this is going to be a very exciting race. This is Fat Keys, which for those kind of unfamiliar, has actually been kind of underrepresented on restreams tonight. So kind of happy to get this one in the books just before the close of groups tomorrow. Joining me on commentary, we have your Uncle Finch, Sorcerer Finch. Finch. I'm not exactly.
Some name, something beyond Hey You.
Yeah. And tracking for us tonight, we have Malkier.
But yes, seeing this Fat Keys, kind of what are you looking for, Toffel? Just what are we looking for? What are we in for in this kind of seed?
Well, we got to go find a whole bunch of things. We don't have to find our Castle Tower keys, or we have to find our Ganon's Tower big key, but we also know that the Ganon Tower big key is going to be Ganon's Tower. We know our Castle Tower keys are vanilla. Other than that, we have full all dungeons key sanity, and we're going to just be collecting just about everything in the game. Maybe short some Meyer small keys and a Turtle Rock small key. So.
Yep. And both of our racers pretty much going to go to Houlihan, get that cash, and then start at Link's house. So kind of makes sense. Get some early money.
Yeah, this is an interesting start. This is more like I'm more of a entrance random player, so like I always like doing a Houlihan, but I'm always usually like doing it from Link's house. But this is kind of like a nice way to like get your money. This is gonna be a long seed. You're gonna need the money. You want to kind of hit a bottle vendor. You're not going to be probably exploiting as many tree pulls as you could, because you probably want, with Castle Tower keys being vanilla, you probably don't want to go to Castle until you have the ability to clear it. Or at least get through Castle Tower.
Yeah. TJ, by the way, remembering to check Link's house, and hey, we get our big key from Meyer.
Probably Coughlin remembers to check that before the next time he does a saving put, or else that could be an issue. I have seen a runner in the past completely forget to check that in Link's house before. Ooh, that is good information for TJ. That is our hammer on the Lake Island. So that's actually very likely that we're going to be forced into doing an Agaseed, because that's half of our best Dark World access in the Dark World.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Fred on one bomb did see the Quake medallion, so we're gonna try to keep an eye on that and see if we will need that later on the seed. TJ going straight towards Eastern area, gonna check out Saha's closet.
Yeah, so Fred opted to try to go for the 50-50 bushes south of Kakariko and only got one. TJ's probably going to do this and get the pendant information. We probably won't see a lot of map checks in this because we... Okay.
Well, there's your hammer starter set.
Okay, so we're essentially like a Moon Pearl and Dark World access from getting our hammer.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, TJ with the mirror, the fire rod, the flippers.
Yeah. Fred found the pot small, which is nice. He's now going to go buy some bombs, of which I'm sure he'll make copious use of throughout the seed. But TJ also going to kind of dip Eastern. This is one of the big things that you'll kind of see as a difference between one of our non-AD modes, especially like AD Key CMD and like Tournament Hard or Casual or Standard Boots. Dipping Eastern Palace. A lot of people don't like to dip Eastern Palace unless you can full clear it. This is a Key Sanity mode. You're probably going to dip it, and there's like 3 items in here that are like early sphere, and you can probably get yourself a 4th.
Yeah, it's one of the few dungeons that you really don't need a weapon in order to make a deep dive into it. Mapahera, and there's a lamp over on Fred's side. Kind of a much different item set, much slower item set, I'd say, for Fred, with the mushroom.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the lamp is I may drag him over to Eastern because there's really, like, right now, without a glove, there's only two things that the lamp really puts in logic, and that's Dark Cross and Eastern. The Eastern Cal's big chest. The big key chest. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're literally just like an Aga. Right now, we only need 2 swords or a sword and a cape in order to get our hammer.
All right, I was half expecting that Turtle Rock small key to be one of those things, I'm going to be honest. All right, good. Fred does go ahead and get that Meyer big key.
Yeah, we did see a bottle on TJ's side. And also of note, he got a nice large magic pickup from the Stalfos. So TJ will be able to kind of make use of this fire rod in the coming seconds. Kill the robot down there. Fred setting up a fake flipper that he won't have to do very, very shortly when he goes over to Saha.
And this will also be pretty nice for Fred, because if it's nothing, Fred had already did a save and quit to Link's house. It's not going to be too bad to get that Meyer big key again if this turns out to be junk, but it's Bombos. So that's all 3 medallions that we know of.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure, if Fred goes over to, I believe that was Sanctuary Heart in Eastern Palace Big Chest, by the way. If Fred goes over to Eastern Palace, he'll have the ability to grab all 3 medallions very quickly. The last one, if he gets the mirror, you can just kind of wait for Dark World at that point. TJ's going to kind of do our northern route into the Lost Woods into Kakariko, so we'll kind of see where we're at with this. Opting to skip Lumberjack, this is interesting. I guess he wants to wait for the boots because he knows that he's going to be doing Aga early in the seed because he saw that hammer.
Yeah, so it's not going to be too bad. We will see our tree pool here, and hey, we'll take a little bit of magic. Yeah. Having used that, TJ thinking about it, we'll go ahead and pick up that map, and let's hope it's a good one. And we'll take Meyer for now.
Yeah. You got the.
Sorry, it wasn't Hyrule Castle or Ganon's Tower, so.
Yeah, you also have the big key ports, so you can kind of take care of it sooner than later. Oh. That's the Swamp Owl's small key.
Right. And that's something Fred will have to go back that way anyway for Skull Woods, but Fred didn't get that one earlier.
Yeah, I honestly don't expect Fred to be too punished by it. The only way that he might get a little bit punished by it is if he... So, we know Fire Rod and Mirror are going to be sitting over in Saha's closet. So... The only way he kind of really gets punished by it is if, he kind of waits to do Skull Woods with a sword and then just doesn't mirror. I think that was 2 pod smalls and a Meyer small in Mini Moblin Cave.
I think it was an Ice Palace.
It was an Ice Small?
Or 1 Ice Small, 1 pod small, 1 Meyer small. There were a lot of small keys right there.
Yeah. There's our first Turtle Rock Small. Now, logically, of course, you need 4 Turtle Rock Smalls to beat the game. However, you only technically need to open up 3 locked doors in order to get the Prenix. So, runners may try to hold off on doing a lava chest in order to compensate for that.
And Fred being really grateful for picking up that fairy earlier, because that's the second time Fred's gotten hit by a crab kind of in this climb to Ice Rod Cave for the 20 rupees there.
Yeah. Now, it'll be kind of interesting because TJ will have flippers when he comes back down to do Ice Rod Cave. And he also has Zora money. Fred looks like he's probably going to do a fake flipper over to the Waterfall Cave and set up to check. He can get that because he has the Moon Pearl, so he can like arm a water walking state after this fake flipper. But I'm not sure exactly where he ends after that because you can't go up to Zora, and he's not going to leave it at Hobo. It looks like.
Yeah, and still a little bit short on money there, but yeah, we're still looking for swords before Aga's really in play, or at least one sword and cape. Still going to be pretty interesting to see where we get that. And TJ is going to go ahead and give us the. Well, there's our cape.
Yeah, so this is kind of getting Fred at a little bit of a disadvantage because he's going to have to go back to CAC at some point to get a cape. Probably get that cape. But he probably won last location, but he's going to be losing a little bit of time because TJ is going to kind of just get everything over here in Kakariko right now. Fred seeing the hammer. TJ doing what I would do in this mode and blind check race game. I don't recommend not blind checking race game in like open or standard, but in like Alt 100's Key Sanity, where there's a lot of value to all your item pickups. You probably should just blind check it because it's probably worth it.
Oh, absolutely. All right, and then Fred's going to go ahead and give us at least what's on Zora Ledge. Ooh.
Oh no, Fred! Oh, that's This is just bad sequencing, unfortunately. Unlucky sequencing. I should say, not bad sequencing.
And it's sequencing that, like, no matter what, it's not going to feel good to see that. Right now, those flippers block a lot. Fortunately, Fred is about to pick up those flippers.
Yeah. And the good thing is at least like he knows that the boots are there, so he'll go back for those very quickly. The problem that he kind of has is like there was also a bottle in Eastern, and he needs to go back to Sick Kid to get the cape for probably for beating Aga. So, yeah.
All right, and there's the smorgasbord in the back of Saha's closet.
And Fred, feeling kind of exactly what he wants to do to Saha here.
All right, tell us how you really feel. TJ is going to go ahead and check out probably from Dam into Agina's cave.
Yeah. I don't like really. I think this is fine. Kind of. I don't know. Like checking Agina's, like we're still like one item away from getting into Dark World and getting that hammer. I might have been a little greedy and maybe tried not to do the dam and just go right to Ice Rod Cave. Just so I could, when I beat Aga and get into the Dark World and go get that hammer, I can immediately go into Swamp Palace with my first dam check.
Yeah, and we are getting... Oh, and there's a sword.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right, let's play Books on Zora for 100.
Book and boots. I can see it. I think we can see it.
Yeah.
This is not a seed where you want to go in like for your tournament life.
No. Fred probably happy now that he has Zora money for the return trip that he knows he's making in his very next stop. So TJ, let's see what he's going to do. If he goes left, he's going to take the Lost Woods Whirlpool and go over to Ice Rod Cave. If he goes right, he's going to go turn the Mushroom in. Buck could be behind Boots, yeah. Right now, kind of like the only thing we haven't really checked is Zora. So, this will be interesting. Yeah, so.
Yeah, but this will be TJ kind of doing this entire route here. So, Fred's really not too far behind at this point.
Yeah, no, he's not. This is not like. I think TJ just kind of has a lead, just kind of on sequencing. Like he won't have to go back to Zora area. He won't have to like. He'll kind of know exactly. He kind of knows exactly where he's going to have to go. But that being said, like they may tie it up because Fred's not going to go check Agina before getting the boots, and that'll get some time back that he kind of gave to TJ with this kind of unluckiness with the routing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because like right now, like the one thing that we still have left outstanding is like Fred, like we know where we know we can get the hammer now. Like once we get a book, we know we can get the hammer. The only problem that Fred kind of has right now is that part of that axis is sitting over in Kakariko, and he still has to go back over to Kakariko.
Yeah. And it looks like Fred will be the first over towards that Zora area to pick up the boots and whatever Zora has, which at this point, it's got to be some progression of some point, whether it's a sword, a book. What do you think it's going to be?
I'm kind of leaning toward book right now. I think CS Tutor in chat also pointed out that like this also technically does get us Bonk Rocks. So it could be Bonk Rocks that has our progression, but still you're kind of going to come over here because you need to.
Right.
Unfortunately for Fred, like the one thing that would kind of make this return trip a little faster is boots, but he's going to be getting those again. Oh, so we had the Desert Palace Small. Okay, there's our first sword. So this will be interesting for Fred.
Yeah, that will put TJ more towards escape, and that's not too bad. Go ahead and clear it out, and then just tackle Aga right afterwards.
Yeah, no, you're going to go tackle Aga, and then you're going to kind of go back up, check Bonk Rocks, and check. Because right now we can't get to West Dark World, but we can check Bonk Rocks and we can check Aga, Lumberjack. Neither runner checked Lumberjack.
Right. I'd imagine Fred. This would be kind of Fred's best opportunity to do so, though. And so we'll see if Fred chooses to go that way. And okay, well, so much for that cape.
Yeah, that's pretty good for Fred. So TJ is going to basically doing so this will actually work out slightly better for Fred because TJ is going to do exactly what Fred is doing, except TJ will be a sword behind on Fred. And unfortunately, the guards in Aga Tower are kind of tanky, and you're kind of expected to have a Master Sword. So there will be a lot of time save just because Fred can take out some of these guards twice as fast.
Oh, and that's a really early flute.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Tutor, like, they're going to go do Aga now because they do Aga now. They get they need to do Aga to get the hammer.
Yeah, that hammer location that fortunately both of them know about it. Like it's public knowledge now for the two of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sword was probably one of the better items that Fred could have gotten there.
Yeah, so we had Spirit Fox in chat asks where was the second sword. So we actually know of 3 swords right now. One's on Desert Ledge, one is in Bonk Rocks, and the one that they both got was on Zora. Fred has the one from Bonk Rocks. TJ probably won't be missing that very shortly because he'll go up there and do it with Lumberjack.
Right, and with having, and since we are going to go ahead, okay, and we get another key to Meyer. Ooh, okay. But yeah, TJ will probably get to at least those 3 swords. Just a world difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword.
Yeah. And yeah, looks like Fred stole the key. So normally with Hyrule Castle, this is like on TJ's side. That's the last check that's in logic without finding the Hyrule Castle small key. Fred grabbed that and is going to go trade 2 chests for 3 in the back of his escape. These would normally otherwise be glove locked.
But that is one of the cool things about randomizer. The randomizer logically does assume, oh, well, there's a small key.
Okay, so logically, everything that TJ is checking right now is glove locked, because that's the only way into this part of the dungeon.
Yeah, the nice thing is, no matter... The game assumes that you use the keys in the silliest ways possible. So yeah, Fred will be able to completely clear this out.
Yeah.
And while TJ won't be able to, not without a glove upgrade, not missing much, honestly.
Yeah, there were 10 arrows. That's really all he missed.
And hey, we'll take that.
Yeah. Now, TJ may... So... We'll kind of see how TJ obviously used the fire rod in this dungeon. While there are like tanky guards, there are a couple spots where you probably will want to just like use a fire rod. And I guess he does have a blue goo too, so he can get like 6 or 7 fire rod shots off without having to even... See, like these guys normally would... Ooh, so guards are going to be... At least the ball and chain guards are in the big prize pool pack. So there's a chance that he can get a full magic refill killing guards. Yeah, TJ right now has about 4 fire rod shots left, but he still has to kill about 6, at least 5 more guards.
Oh, that wasn't how you wanted to use them, though.
No.
But it's also, because... One of the other things is, I mean, TJ's only at 4 hearts. I mean, even with Blue Mail, this is a pretty spicy loadout at this point. Fred opting to go ahead and just use sword for these ball and chain guards.
Yeah. They're both on they both got the same prize pool drops from the first 2 guards. But yeah, Fred also gave a little time back to TJ with the stealing the key maneuver, like he did. Yeah. Yeah, so we still have... TJ has 3 more guards he has to kill, 1 for a key, these 2 to open a door.
Clearing out that room really nicely, both with the combination of the sword and just the pots in there.
Cat is predicting the number of blue balls now, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2 personally, but how many do you think?
Well, like 3 or 4 maybe.
And that is currently the mode. That's where the majority of the channel points are slotted at right now. And if it's 0, there's going to be 1 or 2 folks who are very, very happy.
Yeah. So somebody in chat asked like, what could make this not a Agassiz? Like, kind of right now, we're kind of like out of checks that aren't locked by. Well, we could get to. We can get to West Death Mountain, but we can only do the Old Man Spectacle Rock and get into Hera. But this is AD. We have to kill Aga 1 anyway, so kind of coming here and as soon as we can. While it'll kind of stink because we have a mirror and kind of force our Dark World spawn. We have to be a lot careful about the Dark World spawn. This is something that has to get done. So doing this as soon as possible makes sense, especially like considering that if we do this, we can get the hammer, so we can go up and do East Death Mountain as well.
Yeah, that is number 3, by the way, and number 4.
Yeah. They both have the Moon Pearl. It was in Kakariko. Yeah.
And after five blue balls, that is 6 reflectable shots, and TJ is gonna go ahead and go to the Dark World.
Now, GFE, right now, the main different... GFE forgot to check Pyramid. Not GFE, TJ, I'm sorry.
It was just for $20 anyway.
Yeah, so I believe TJ is going to go grab his... Yeah, TJ is going to go grab his hammer right now. You're not going into pod without a hammer.
Oh yeah, no.
And then I kind of think he'll probably save Quid and then go do Lumberjack and Bonk Rocks and go over to CAC. Opting not to save and quit. Is he just gonna... Where is he running to?
Oh, is this Hype Cave south and kind of Dark South World?
He can't get there.
Oh, right, no glove. You're right.
Is this a play into pod? Or you can't get the catfish. This has to be a play to pod. This is an aggressive play to pod.
Either that or Hype Cave and down there.
Oh yeah, wait, no, you can get the Hype Cave. I forgot. He's got the hammer. Yeah. Our runners finally pick up a shield.
Yeah, 26 minutes in. Not exactly one of the things they're excited about. Big Key of Eastern's exciting.
Yeah.
If only we had a bow to clear it, but Eastern is one of those areas that it takes a while, but you really just need that bow and, you know, lamp if you really want, but it's that bow and the big key.
Yeah. I mean, you got a, you've got a potion that can be used to like get around the bow, right? Right? No. Oh wait, that's only in pod.
Oh, like that glove.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It looked like that was Desert and Swamp Palace for our 5-6 crystals. Still good to know, even though we have to clear all the dungeons at least.
Yeah. I imagine with that glove, TJ will save and quit here. A two digger. Wow.
I'll say, you know, it might. Well, and actually at 200 rupees, I mean, you're still gonna be okay with that. I mean, you've got everything you need for. Oh, right, don't have the
You don't
Titan's
have
Mist.
mitts. Yeah, no. So I'd imagine he would have saved and quit so he could check sync. You know, we now have regular Dark World access.
Yeah.
So
TJ probably remembering that as well.
well, no, TJ wanted to come here to get the flute. That's what TJ wanted to do. Fred's probably going to do the same sort of thing. Fred may opt to go just... I don't know what Fred's going to do with Quake at the moment. He's going to go grab Quake right now.
Absolutely reasonable.
Yeah. You kind of just want to eliminate your need for getting any of the medallions. I'm pretty sure TJ should have bombs. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I'm pretty sure it was like Waterfall Cave or something like that.
On the mushroom turn-in.
Oh, it was on the it was on the mushroom. Okay, so no, I don't believe TJ's done that yet. Okay, I apologize.
Although at this point, it would be pretty quick. The only thing is, where is that powder would kind of make you feel a little bit better, just because. But we'll see.
Yeah. The wonderful world of post-AGA 1 Dark Light World patterns. There are Tektites up on Spectacle Rock now. Yeah. TJ gonna take a brief dip into here, I imagine, just to check the first two items and then continue on over to East Dark Death Mountain. Fred's gonna go take a look at Viola. Yeah, Spike Cave would be in Logic. We have a half magic. We have a magic bottle, and a cape.
All right, and not a whole lot we can do in Hera at this point, though. But there's still a good amount we can do on the mountain. So TJ's staying up here. Let's check out what Village of Outcasts has for us today.
Oh no. Well, good news. Like every single one of our major checkable spots that we've seen, other than Bumper Ledge, has been a major item. Some more major than or more others, but at least trackable.
Right. Well, and it's things that, hey, at least, you know, it might be a fetch quest, but at least it's something, and it leads for a nicer chat experience. You know, chat's the real winners.
Yeah.
Fred gonna go ahead and give us Thieves Town, at least the front of it.
Yep. Looks like Thieves Town's also a crystal. So. I believe they had on Hera's a crystal too. So right now we're kind of sitting on knowledge of 4 of our 7 crystals.
Right, because one of the other fun things with all dungeons key sanity like this, and there's our first Ganon's Tower small key, we could have pendant progression in Ganon's Tower.
Ooh, so that's our desert big. So we can go beat Desert Palace now. But
once we find Titan's Mitts or book. Oh, and there's our 4th sword.
Nice. That's our last Mire Small, and there's our mitts. Oh, okay. That's really nice for TJ.
Yep. It'll keep TJ here on the mountain, and that we were just talking about desert, and there's our desert access.
Yeah. So well, no, to be honest, like I was expecting I feel like Fred is kind of hoping to find mitts before going up the mountain, because you can get Dark Death Mountain done, and it's a little easier to do Dark Death Mountain with mitts already in hand, because we don't have a hook shot. But it's not really anything major. Fred getting their Swamp Owl small key. In reality, TJ is going to be sitting on. He'll be running over to Desert very shortly. He won't be able to do the Desert Palace Big Chest or beat Land nonetheless, but he will be getting a Tempered Sword, and then probably going back to the Light World.
Yep, and TJ remembering to grab the first chest here in Hookshot Cave, which is in logic with those boots.
Well, it's not just get the first chest in Hookshot Cave. He's going to go up and get the shovel too.
Ah, right, that too. Remembering to get the shovel as well while we're at it.
Yeah, which actually works out really nicely for his route. Because, like, he has mitts. Like, having mitts, so it'll kind of work out nicely for both of them if they opt to do Smith Chains, so they can route in the shovel with that as well. But you don't feel bad about being able to orphan the shovel check now. You can at least, like, know you have something to turn it in.
Right. All right, and then this is going to be going ahead. I don't believe TJ checked what was on, what was needed to open Turtle Rock, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
He's got 2 meds right now. I don't think he really cares too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to do Spike Cave. Fred is opting to go and do Kilmothula. Now, I don't think we've seen any Skull Small Keys yet, so Mothula can be much further down the logic chain as of right now. Ooh, TJ.
Ooh. That was as opportune time as you could get there. I think there is a tile though, right behind that last torch.
Yeah, the torches don't actually have spikes behind them because it's kind of like how the torch tile works. But so he could have, like, at worst case, he could have, like, managed to get into one of them and then used his blue potion if he wanted to. I don't think he would have liked to use blue potion right there though.
Oh yeah, it doesn't feel great, and Bombos is going to be needed over on TJ's side. Yeah. Seeing Meyer.
Yeah.
Okay, game.
This will be annoying for TJ, but he'll be able to get that out of the way very shortly. Really, he just wants that sword. This will also kind of stink for TJ a little bit because he won't be able to do Big Chest, but at the very least, he's going to get the checks that are the furthest away from this entrance. So in reality, like, he's just going to be missing out, like, one of these run backs through here to check Big Chest later.
And that's only like in more of a dire emergency. Looks like that's not going to be anything that we care about. That heart container.
No, TJ should have gloves. TJ should, in fact, have mitts. Probably the thing accidentally, like, incremented him up too quickly or something.
And Rick kind of showing kind of the score is, because this has huge group implications here. If TJ wins, TJ goes through. If Fred wins, we have a 3-way tie at 2 and 4. They will have a race off between TJ, Fred, and Durdash to see who advances along with Sailor Nep. And unfortunately, Lumberjack Ledge was just those 10 arrows.
Yeah.
And to confirm something in chat, yes, it would be a three-person race.
Yeah.
I believe the Challenge Cup has had the related Challenge Cup. That's also had some of that scenario as well, and as well, I think in the main tournament here as well.
Yeah, and Fred, you already did Bach Rocks. That's where your second sword was, Fred.
Whoops.
Yeah. Please don't mirror to go check escape. He already did the back. He's gonna do Graveyard Legend Kings too, and then probably go over to Zora. TJ will have a little bit faster time going through Skullwoods with Samaria, so you don't have to deal with the statue push and getting the big chest. Gonna go for the full magic refill in the other room that you rarely see people go for, but we got a mirror. This is pretty quick.
Yeah, it's good game knowledge, certainly.
I mean, realistically, like, he could have also, like, just gone up, hammered the pegs right behind the village portal and bonked that tree, but...
Yeah, 6 one way, half dozen another,
Yeah.
and just a bit of cash over in King's Tomb.
Yeah, so Fred's gonna head over to Catfish, looks like. No, opting to... Interesting. I'm not sure what they left behind. What he left behind here.
We didn't see like a Skullwoods. Oh,
He's
rest of
opting
the front.
to check the rest of the front. Yeah, we don't have any keys for this, so you can't get yourself locked out of here with improper usage. That's a third bottle.
All right, and TJ going ahead and doing Mothula here. Fred had already done this a little bit earlier, and that is everything in Skullwoods.
Yeah. It's another crystal too. Yeah, the only thing we have left is the big key chest, and the big key chest in Skullwoods could it could be locking itself, or if the game really wanted to be trolly, it could be in Cannon's Tower. There's no real way to know, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll know by the end.
Big chest. I apologize. We're up to like at least 3 or 4 pod smalls now.
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, I think that is TJ's. Yeah, I think we're up to number 3 now. So close to thinking about dipping it, but can't full clear it yet, especially not without a bow. Speaking of, yeah, we're still looking for bow, hook shot, ice rod.
Now, I actually kind of like TJ's decision on how he kind of wanted to handle Skull. He's going to get himself locked into Skullwoods and then save that out of it. As opposed to Fred, who kind of ran all the way over to King's Tomb and then ran all the way himself all the way back. With mitts and whatnot, this is probably going to end up being a little bit of a time save as a route difference, but of course, like TJ's also going to have to do a second save quit just to kind of like mirror him to get himself back into the light world. Because we beat Aga.
Right. It does still eliminate TJ. It still moves TJ a little bit away from Bonk Rocks, but if this is the Northern Hyrule check, then either that or I'm trying to remember if TJ actually did Village of Outcast proper, or if that was just Fred.
TJ has not touched foe. So, like all of this is available for him, but he's opting to go to North Dark World. Probably because you can kind of like, so probably just because you can like full clear this area and you won't have to worry about like isolating anything. You can try to not isolate King Sumar and not.
Yep, and TJ also going to go ahead and just go ahead and do Lumberjack Ledge.
Yeah.
For those, unfortunately, it's just 10 arrows here, but. And chat pointing out, we also do have catfish available to us.
Yeah. You only need a glove to get the catfish. You don't need mitts, but catfish is also kind of like catfish is in a very awkward spot for a lot of routing because he's kind of like up in the northwest corner of the Dark World, northeast corner of the Dark World, and there's nothing really around him to check.
Yeah, if Zora weren't so early.
Yeah.
All right, and there is sword percentage for TJ. And to confirm, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to respond to CS Student Chat that you could potentially route catfish in with Ice Palace. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah, that would be a pretty decent route, honestly. And at this point, you're still looking for. Well, you've already got a small key. You could do ice. I just couldn't complete it.
Yeah, I honestly don't see it happening. And I don't see it happening because what I feel like TJ's going to do. Yep, TJ's going to check Kingston. He hasn't done the last 3 sewer checks and escape. Fred stole the key and was able to do those. So TJ is just going to kind of like pop out of here, go check escape, and then save quit, and then kind of decide his next course of action. We also have flute, so getting to Ice Palace is like a lot easier than just trying to route that in Zora. Catfish.
Yep. I think that was all the rats right there.
You got him, yeah. TJ laughing. I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, and Fred going ahead and grabbing that, turning the shovel. I don't believe TJ checked the shovel quite yet.
No, he's gonna try to get the shovel in with switching. And it looks like TJ is just gonna opt to say, going to press his luck and hope that the Ice Palace Big Chest isn't anything, and just go for Ice Palace clear now.
And I mean, the nature of the mode is, it's going to take a while to kind of get going for dungeon clears, and once you do, they'll come pretty quickly. Doesn't mean that it always feels great to be one dungeon in at the 47-minute mark.
Yeah, I kind of expect. So, like, from what I expect is, Fred's going to be getting his Smarter here, so Fred will clear desert, clear mire. He's gonna have Gold Sword. He's not gonna have any issue with either of those bosses. TJ is going to go do Ice Palace. Like he has to at some point go turn into Mushroom because that's his bombless medallion. He's probably going to set up a fake after this. I'd have to imagine. He's kind of in an awkward situation. Probably wants to, but he doesn't want to empty all of his magic out because he knows he can beat Ice Palace.
Yeah. All right. But we will go ahead and see back of Ice Palace here using Icebreaker. Meanwhile, seeing Meyer, we've got a couple at least new checks for everyone involved.
Yep. There's our blue banana. the less useful one. Of course, the red one's about as much use today. We had flippers in Saha's closet, along with the mirror and the fire rod.
Honestly, that was a 10 out of 10 closet right there.
That is one of the most Saha's huts I've ever seen. It's something that Hype Cave sometimes struggles to even like aspire to. TJ having a small key, gonna go quickly do Ice Tea first and do a bomb jump over to the free sword chest. It's key sanity, just do cutscene chest. We already have all 3 Meyer small keys too, so this thing is like super suspicious and super early in logic.
Yeah, and there's the okay, well there's the big key of Skull Woods over in Ice Tea.
Oh, good. Cutscene chest is, I think, our 4th or 5th Meyer small key.
Yeah, I think that is number 4 for... Yeah, that's number 4 for Fred. There's still, like... We're still looking for a couple of small keys, but everything is kind of coming together at this point. Where's the pod? Pod big key is still kind of outstanding, though.
Yeah, our major hangups right now are Hookshot, Bow, and then we kind of need to get our hands on a bunch of Turtle Rock keys and a pod big key, I think, and the Thief's Town big key as well. So that's kind of where our go mode is at the moment. The Hera big key was... I unfortunately do not remember. I just remember it was unavailable for playing Death Metal.
There's Powder over on Fred's side. Kind of interesting. And Meyer was our Pendant of Wisdom.
Yeah, it was in Desert Palace, yeah. So until we find the book, the only way to get the Hera big key was with the mitts that were on East Death Mountain. There's our second ice wall.
Or, I'm sorry, I had said Meyer has the pendant. I misspoke. It is ice.
Well, we could still have the Pendant of Power as Meyer. We don't quite know that yet.
Which does kind of bring up an interesting point. Ped is not dead. Could be Hookshot.
Yeah. Ped isn't dead, though it should be stated that, like, we're still a nice Palace big key for him being able to touch Pedestal. And that could be anywhere that we know of. I mean, like, if, like, the worst place it could possibly be maybe is, like, the pre-Moldorm 2 chest.
Yeah, and, oh, okay, so there's one of the other pod smalls.
You're happy now when you kind of hit 5 pod smalls and key sanity. You're happy because you don't have to feel bad about last location an item in there. The only thing you'll last location is the big chest if you don't have the big key before going in. Yeah, so TJ's gonna go clear Village of Outcast now. Look at those lovely shields. Plenty of defense for our runners.
All right, and Fred going ahead and taking down Vitreous. Has to be a little cautious here. Half a heart.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. I wasn't watching Fred too much as he flew. I reached off the ledge to quickly check what the desert ledge item was, because he's still on Tempered Sword, and he could have had Gold Sword for this, which actually kind of is like, there aren't a lot of bosses where Gold Sword makes a major difference. But Vitreous does actually have like it's a very, very chunky lad. I think he has something like 256 HP altogether. So,
Yeah. Well, and one of the only bosses to require more than one silver arrow at that.
yeah. Though to be fair, regarding the silver arrows, that's just because in vanilla, like you can't have silver arrows for Atreus. He's one of the things you have to beat in order to get them.
That's true.
So that's kind of like a rando only thing. That's hard to say it was ever developer intended. But yeah, like the gold sword, of course, like he's also got sword in vanilla, but.
All right, and that big key for desert turns out to really not be anything except for unlocking Landmo.
Yeah. So TJ's going to go do Smith Chain now. We haven't seen too much in terms of like new progression. So like kind of like where we're kind of standing with progression is something might be in Potter in the front of Swamp. Otherwise, it's on Smith Chain.
And meanwhile, make sure to give the runners a follow. They're putting on a fantastic show for us. And there's that big key of Hera. And there's our bow.
That's unfortunate for TJ. I just hope that when he's all said and done with this, that he opts to go and check Pyramid Fairy, not Pyramid Fairy, Magic Shop before he goes anywhere else. Because the bow is going to drag him over to Dupont and Eastern next.
Yeah. All right. And TJ making sure to grab purple chest there.
Now, if I wasn't confused, I thought I saw maybe Powders and Meyer, because I thought I just saw it on Fred's quick swap.
It is. Yep. It was in the Stalfos and Stalfos room.
But that's oh, that's where that is. Okay.
All right, and that is a crystal over in Desert Palace. So we're still looking for where that last pendant is.
It's the arc.
Yep.
So welcome to. We're going to do going for a nice rod hunt, everyone. I got a nice rod that can be anywhere but pedestal.
Yep, and Trinex. So
yeah,
only 212 places. That's not too bad. We've knocked through what, half of them.
Now, interestingly, TJ opted not to shuffle. He fluted. He took the opportunity just to flute down to Swamp Palace, the dam, in order to go turn the purple chest. So he didn't. That's kind of like an outstanding thing for him. But right now, we're gonna go clear a bunch of dungeons, everyone.
Yep. Where is that? But yeah, all while looking for a hook shot, looking for ice rod.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, like we're a pod big and a feast on big for GT now.
That's a good point as well.
Yeah. Now, someone in chat mentioned him. We're gonna have to take a look on Fred's side on the right to make sure that Ice Palace Big Chest is something, if it's something or not. It could be. On the other hand, we also have the bow, and we have a bajillion pod small keys. So, our progression could be just like sitting over in Eastern Palace, or the big key, or the green pendant turned in, or just pod.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely I think where the best item density is at this point. Still can't complete pod though. Kind of just depends on where is that big key. Really hoping it's not here in Ice Palace, or that it wasn't in the big chest.
Yeah. So the unfortunate thing with like doing the fake powder is like a drains you of your magic, so you have to be really careful planning how you want to get your magic back, because it can kind of stink. That being said, TJ has gold sword and Landless, and he died into gold sword, so this isn't going to be too bad. He says as he only gets one hit in very.
Yeah, the Landless felt that the power of that gold sword, and we're just trying to run away.
And TJ's going to hate seeing that.
Yeah. Well, and especially since and granted, if TJ loses, it's not the end. That doesn't eliminate TJ.
Yeah, TJ needs to win one race of the next potential two. Fred has to win out to make it to brackets. But then again, it'd be nice not having to play a three-way tiebreaker.
Right.
All right, moment of true time on Fred's side. We're about to check the big chest. It's a small key to pod. Okay, that actually is about the least impactful thing that could have been there. So that does mean that we can like literally get everything in pod in logic except for the big chest and Helma, because big key for him. But you only need to do 5 keys if you hammer Yump. And TJ should be having 5 keys after collecting the one in cutscene chest.
Yeah. And it looks like that is sort of the direction TJ is heading.
Well, you can. Okay, someone in chat said you can full clear pod with 4 small keys. Please don't ever do multiple right side trips if you can not. If you can really avoid it, just don't. You're literally probably better off waiting for that last pod small to show up and going back. Oh god, Ruby.
Oh.
I will accept doing multiple right side trips. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Magic's important there. Well, and also because Fred had bombos.
Yeah, Fred had bombos. You just need to use bombos to crack the shell, and then you had a bunch of fire rod shots. Yeah, so there's TJ's 5th pod small. If he ever gets that 6, I'd be surprised, but you never know. But yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be an extra full trip back down Ice Fells now for Fred.
Right. It's still going to be pretty quick with Icebreaker, but that's not what, especially in what is essentially an elimination race, it's not really what you want to see.
Yeah, no.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's 2-3 minutes that you're going to have to spend going back down Ice Palace. Your only hope at this point is that your opponent did the same thing to kind of get that time back, because that's not something you. This is going to be this is a very much of a marathon of them, but like 2 or 3 minutes is still a lot of time. That's really hard to get back in this for something like what is essentially like kind of like an unforced error. I don't want to like put it like that, but that's not good. It's just not good.
All right, and there is that powder also for TJ, by the way. Yeah. Although that being said, we are 1 hour 3 minutes into the seed. There is still plenty of time. There's still a lot still to be said about the seed. We're still missing ice rod, hook shot.
There's still a lot of things where Fred is. There's still a lot of things. Yeah, I'm trying not to be like. I don't want to sound like I'm over. I'm probably sounding a lot more overly negative than I intend to be. There's a lot of race left. And TJ could easily get sidetracked onto the wrong sort of route. Like TJ could easily go back to Ice Palace at some point just to check the Ice Palace big chest if we're not having any luck for Ice Rod. So, like, there's still a lot of ways Fred will get that time back, but that cut his margin of error down by a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, but we're back to Cold Stare, and there is that Bombos medallion just being used. Fred not taking any chances on this one.
Yeah, I agree, AFG. That's a lot of time back. I'm just afraid in Fred's case that TJ's just going to rate off. I could have gotten Ice Palace through that. I could have done Ice Palace big chest the first time through. I'm never going back there.
And there is something to be said. Fred had a very quick recovery. It was a loss of time, but only two minutes and some change.
Yeah. So it looks like Fred's opting to go do. This is interesting. He's probably going to do Tower of Hera here, and then I wonder if he'll make a play into Turtle Rock. With one key, you're not going to go very deep into Turtle Rock.
Right, and we're still lacking the big key as well.
Yeah. But it's also like a play where if he's feeling like he's going to need to like try to score an item that's kind of out of the way, doing the front of TR with only one key is kind of a good way to do that, because that's not something TJ is going to go back for a while.
Right, and that is one of the things with that little mistake. It will prompt Fred to do some riskier plays, I'd say. They could pay out though, and that would put Fred kind of back into this, especially if we've got like hook shot here. Like there's still opportunities.
Yeah. So this is a for somebody who had a question about the item pool. This is the normal item pool. We're not really doing any fancy restrictions. We have progressive bows, progressive gloves, full meal upgrades, full sword upgrades, obviously, because we're sitting on 3 swords. Not like tournament hard, where there's only 3. We didn't remove all the rupees in the seed just to go replace them with pieces of hard, among other things. Neither runners found half magic yet, but when we find half magic, small magic decanter like you might see if we were playing on the tournament hard item pool.
All right, and that is another dungeon down for Fred, though. Does have a little bit of a dungeon completion advantage at this point, but TJ not too far behind.
I think they should be absolutely tied up. Well, okay. Fred's got Hera.
Yeah, it's pretty much Eastern versus Hera at this point. All right, but let's see. Where's Fred going at this point? This will be
Smith Chain.
Smith Chain, yep. Or checking out what is Skullwood's big chest, and then Smith Chain.
Yeah. It's like the kind of like what's left outstanding. We haven't really looked in pod. We have access into Swamp, but nobody's doing Hookless Swamp right now. And we have Catfish. That's kind of where we're at for checks I don't think we've seen. And Turtle Rock, I guess, as well. Red opted just to go for here, which is fine. Just a little bit of cash on our most Knights, but more importantly, you have the Green Pendant.
Yeah, that's gonna be the win, and you know it is still worth another item. Probably. Let's see if TJ opts to do that, or yep, we'll go ahead and just dip pod first.
I'm not really surprised. I don't think there's a good sequence for this because the pod BQs on Green Pendant, you kind of feel bad. But on the other hand, going back to Saha and then going back up to Eastern kind of sticks in the same scenario.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a GPS locator on that pod big key. We don't have quite the spoiler modes set up, but
Somebody in chat is suggesting Hookshot, but I actually don't think Hookshot will be on. I don't think we have enough checks in the game for that to even kind of happen.
the good news is it won't be Ice Rod. Ice Rod guaranteed will not be on Ped.
Yeah. And just like you have to understand that like we're an hour and 10 in, and a lot of this is an 80 key seed. Like we have actually gotten just about completely cleared out the overworld of Catfish at this point, and I think Shovel.
Oh, you're right. We haven't seen Shovel yet.
Fred fluted to 8, not 6, 7. So we have 2 TR smalls now. But very good with the auto steer extension on TJ side.
No kidding. Very, very smooth. Very well done.
Here's a shovel for Fred. Just bombs, unfortunately.
All right, and this will be Fred making the same play here, going ahead and doing pod into Eastern, or Eastern into pod, as it were.
We got 2 more checks for pod big key. That's our 3rd TR small.
All right, lining up for a hammer jump here.
Now it looks like Fred's going to stand back a little bit going into Eastern, so he can actually run out to Saha after he's done, and not have to worry about the mirror portal. So that's some good positioning on his part.
All right, and pod was pretty empty, actually.
TJ's gonna go run out, check Saha. Then I don't know exactly. Kind of like all we have left now is either the catfish or catfish pod or
Oh, well, TR.
3 keys, 2 key TR.
And without big key TR yet. So yeah, in this seed, Sarhasala had Ice Rod, Fire Rod, Mirror, Flippers.
I swear to God, if Hookshot is just sitting in TR, so we should be able to get down to about Mimic Cave, and then we're gonna hit an issue because we don't have the big key.
Yeah, and this will actually also be TJ doing Hera here as well.
Yeah. Can't do a Hera pod, unfortunately. It'll be kind of interesting to see exactly what Fred offs to do after pod. Because he really won't have too much other than Swamp left.
Right, and that is Harmless Knights down for Fred, which is good news that Fred actually left a little bit of time there. And if Fred does not go into pod, that's going to save a bit of time here as well. Well,
no, you can't not go into pod. He's going to go. He's going to go check and see if he can get the pod big key before going into pod. He can't not go into pod here because he can get 10 items out of pod and maybe beat a dungeon, as opposed to Swamp where you're stuck doing Hookless Swamp.
That's fair. And Fred showing his appreciation.
Like, I actually would hope that what Fred will do after this is, because he will be in the Dark World when he saves and quits from this position, he can go run up and check Catfish next. I think that's kind of like one of his best options. And then Mirror, and then maybe go and do the Swamp Palace.
Yeah. And Fred, with having all 6 keys, doesn't have to worry about hammer yumping if he doesn't want.
No.
Like, in pretty good shape, except for wherever that big key is. And okay, TJ just having just enough room there.
Honestly, I kind of expect him not to hang up in this case because he's probably going to go to Harmless Hellway and then want to do Dark Maze to go try to maximize his chance of finding the big key. TJ kind of had a hammer yump just because he doesn't have the 6 key.
Right. All right, and but TJ will go ahead and give us the first look at Turtle Rock.
All right, chat. Does TJ remember that he doesn't have hook shot?
I mean, I think he'll remember, or maybe we just find the hook shot here. Nope, we found.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that's nice. I know what we're doing right after we get out of the first few.
Right.
We're gonna go. This actually isn't great for TJ, unfortunately, because like if he wants to go check Mimic Cave in this position, he'll have to like lose his mirror portal position and also like run back up east west and to get to. All right, TJ.
Yeah. Oh no. And this isn't the same There we go, using the cape there. And it's not nearly the same kind of situation. Okay, TJ does go the correct way.
Yeah.
That Barry's gonna... Sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say that Barry's Gannon's MVP this season.
I said they wanted promotion to Dead Rock, and it showed.
And don't worry, Barry. Sooner than later, you'll get to go inhabit a giant fish as a parasite.
All right, but TJ will go ahead and continue on. Still got a couple more checks that we can do, but yeah, if we'll see if progression is kind of earlier or later here.
Yeah, well, honestly, taking a bunch of chip damage right now isn't the worst of ideas for TJ, because he can potentially save Scump Lava Chest.
Ooh, yeah, that's a fair point.
Let's see, where's Fred going to go? Yeah, so Fred's going to go join TJ in Turtle Rock now.
Yeah, it definitely does make sense. Gonna double check on Fred's keys though. Okay, Fred is at 3 keys for TR. Oh.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, he forgot to get the thing.
Yeah, the key just didn't want to come along for the ride. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and skip Lava Chest here. We'll see how that goes. But it's overall, I mean, we don't have that 4th TR small key quite yet, so
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, let's see. Mimic Cave is going to be interesting. I think I had a race the other day that I was calling where Mimic Cave was actually the Mirror Shield, which didn't do anything logically, but it was kind of funny given that it's the Blade World equivalent of where you get the Mirror Shield in the Dark World. So we'll kind of see if TJ's going to opt to go and try to just do a Death Warp. If not, he's going to take a run over to Bombos and do the tablets now.
Yeah, I mean, it's slow climbing the mountain, but it's not the end of the world. Well, there's... And honestly, that was also just a full magic restore for TJ.
Yeah.
Let's see where TJ goes from here.
He's going to save Scum Lava Chest. This is the right call.
You've got Mirror Shield.
Oh. You got to turn. No, he's got to turn away. Yeah, he has to turn away.
You're right. You're right.
But yeah, so TJ has saved the fact that he hasn't spent the key yet on Lava Chest, and we'll go check Lava Chest. We have 3 keys, so Lava Chest is very close. Like, we just need 1 in Swamp Palace, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Also, Fred going the correct way.
Yeah.
So that's good feels good for both runners. Fred did save a decent amount of time there, not getting buried to death there.
Okay. And reset. Cool. So TJ now knows he's going to TR small keys for the rest of the seed. And so TJ is going to go make the Bombos tablet play, or no, he's going to do Ether tablet first.
Yeah, Ether's going to be a little bit quicker. Yeah, after this, I think you got to think Swamp.
Yeah,
Hookless Swamp.
I think he'll check Bombos tablet before Hookless Swamp, but yeah, it's Swamp Palace next. Like, after that, the only other thing, we still haven't seen Cash. Like, Calf is just still out there. And as much as I like to joke that check doesn't exist, like, we don't really have a lot of checks elsewhere.
Yeah.
Um, what are you looking to do, TJ? This is okay. He's checking catfish now. He doesn't want to get burned by a check he could have done ages ago. And this is him just like between catfish and Huckle Swamp. I think I'd choose catfish.
Yeah, this play absolutely makes sense. It does feel, it's got to feel bad for TJ in the moment right now. Now, the advantage TJ has is Fred also hasn't done this yet, so actually TJ will be the first one to catfish.
Yeah, right now, like the only
Fred.
So anyway, right now, like the only checks that Fred kind of has done over TJ is Ice Palace, Big Chest, and Shovel.
All right, and Fred is back and did make it through that predicament.
Okay, so fortunately, catfish was probably logically required because it was a map, but we don't care about those maps. And Fred also doing a Death Warp to do a safe scum for Turtle Rock as well. Somebody in chat brought up about checking Hair Basement. So with Hair Basement, we don't have access to Hair Basement because we don't have the key for Hair Basement, and for all we know, the small key for Hair Basement is locked in Hair Basement.
Right, and it is not Bombos.
And everybody who wanted to go, everybody like me who wanted to dive Hookless Swamp the first time we could have drained the dam, is proven to be the winner today.
Truly, the winners are chat.
Yeah. So for those wondering, we had mirrors and flippers in Sa's closet, and the Swamp Palace small key was in the Lost Woods drop down the Thief's Hideout, and the hammer was on the Lake Island. So we've had logical access to the Palace for a very, very long time. You could have in fact done this before you even went to South Shore.
All right, and Fred, following in TJ's footsteps here, going to go ahead and check out Ether Tablet. Then we'll see if Fred skips on Catfish. That will be a little bit of a time save, but let's see what Fred does though after this.
I don't remember if Fred did Spike Cave or not.
Oh, that is a good point. Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, okay. Someone chat said Fred did Spike Cave. Yeah, I thought he probably did, but okay. Apparently, no. Apparently, chat was wrong. Unless the person in chat meant Fred had to do Spike Cave as well, which we were both right.
All right, a lot less nerve-wracking for Fred there. We'll just go ahead and do another reset there.
Yeah, wants to keep his magic.
Yeah. All right, and TJ gonna go ahead and give us Swamp.
Yeah, so somebody on, as I said, like, I don't think Hookshot's on ped just because there isn't, like, a lot of space left for Hookshot to be on ped. That's interesting. So Thief's Big Key only gives us one check right now. We don't have the small, so only the cell is in logic.
That's a fair point. Oof. And this is definitely a mode where key logic definitely comes more into play. Fred, though, opting to skip out on Catfish, that will work out for him.
Yeah. At this point, you're kind of hunting big keys. I mean, realistically, we're just missing hookshot and pod big now from go mode. TJ's going to do these last couple checks in swamp, and then we'll go and complete these down, and we'll kind of see. The only problem right now is like we only have 3.
Yeah.
So something's going to give very soon, and it's probably going to be the hook shot and the these down small key just so we can get the pyramid fairy. So someone in chat is asking about Thieves Town logic for key logic. So the back of Thieves Town, there are 4 checks. Okay, gross gain. So that's laser bridge access. But basically, so there are 4 chests in the back of Thieves Town. You need the Thieves Town small key on hand in order to open 3 of them because they are behind locked doors, and you need all the locked keys before you can open any of the locked doors, logically. I have, in fact, seen a race where somebody went and did the basement of Thieves Town before doing the attic because they were hunting in one item from go mode and it was faster. The key logic is worked out, so that way even if you do something like that, which is not the Thieves Town, you can still complete the dungeon. I don't like this from TJ.
This is interesting. Now TJ did end up,
I mean,
key, but
yeah, no, I don't like this from TJ's. Okay, so there's. My gut reaction is to say I don't like this from TJ. I also completely understand why he is doing this. The Thieves Town big key that he just grabbed opens up. So he got 2 items in Swamp Palace that open up logical checks. The Thieves Town big key and the TR big key. The TR big key opens up 5 checks for him, plus 1 out of logic check. The Thieves Town big key opens up 1 in logic check and 2 out of logic checks. Theoretically, this will probably have his progression. I also don't like this because I would rather orphan the Thieves Town big chest than having to reclimb the mountain a 4th time or a 5th time.
although I think, yeah, I mean, this is and actually Fred will go ahead and show us what the other option is. We'll go ahead and show us Thieves Town.
Yeah. Now, neither of these are bad options. These are both perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. It's. This will probably end up deciding a good portion of the race. Whoever does find that hook shot first will have the huge advantage.
Now, what can happen working out in TJ's favor is that this will be pedestal for him. He can go pull pedestal after this is over. In Fred's case, he may have to just go up and do TR anyway. But just from like a convenience standpoint, I prefer doing Thieves Town before TR. Especially considering like if hookshot's in Thieves Town, then you can go get into TR and then go. Well, you can't. Yeah, we still are missing the pod big, I guess. The Thieves Town small key can. Wait, no, it could be on pedestal. I apologize. Oh, Fred skipped left side swamp.
Oh, okay then. This
Yeah,
makes perfect sense.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Unfortunately, I apologize. Yeah, no, this makes perfect sense for Fred. It's going to be more time to the hook shot, isn't it? Because he's going to have to do left side swamp. Both runners have 3 TR smalls. The tracker probably just ate an input. And it's not going to be Thieves Town, so Bridge is going to do something on Laser Bridge is going to be our answer.
All right, let's see what we get.
No, that's another heart. That doesn't do anything for us logically. There's the hook shot. Yep. Okay, so we had to do left side swamp in order to get the TR. This game is sadistic sometimes. Do you know that?
And there's the big Kia pod.
And that's go mode for TJ. All TJ needs to do now is wrap up some dungeons and get into GT for the GT big key. Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, like, this is Fred's gonna have to go back into TR next, swamp next.
Yeah, not the item we're looking for over on Fred's side, but we do get some Trinex. Getting behind Trinex very. Trinex does get away a little bit.
Yeah, well, we got gold sword. We only need 3 hits. I'm not sure what Fred has in logic. Catfish, what he'd be heading for now. That's going to be catfish.
Yeah, this is going to be catfish, and then left side swamp is going to be that last location.
Yeah, and that is our 3rd GT small. That pretty much means we can just do straight right side and then go left side for routing.
All right, so now it's just pick a pen or pick a crystal. TJ's got. It's going to be pretty quick for each of these. Swamp Palace at this point, you've already done the majority of the dungeon. You can just go mode the rest. Pod, just rush to the back. Thieves Town. Well, Thieves Town, you can't exactly rush.
No, but you don't have to open the chest. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to kind of get an idea where that small key was to see if maybe that was what was on pedestal. Fred opts to go read it. I don't think he's going to do that before Small Palace, though. Oh, he never did Agina. Yeah.
It never feels good when you're doing a 1 hour 37 dip of Agina.
No.
It does look like this is going to be going back into left side swamp at least, so that'll be good for Fred.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't really have. This is basically his last location. I don't really blame him for last location on the Thieves Town Picky. If he hadn't, he would have gone to left side swamp. But this is he probably just skipped left side swamp due to that having to mirror out a cold steer because it's a magic issue. Because like in a key sanity mode where you're you really don't want to be skipping left side swamp unless something's gone wrong.
Right. And in the meantime, TJ gonna go ahead and give us King Helmasaur for the first time tonight.
Little bomb strats here. Got the first. Got very lucky with that second one. Oh my god. Two slashes and we're done.
Yep, don't blink, you'll miss it.
Now we're gonna be nice and the game's gonna just like throw us over. No, it's just gonna tell us something we already knew.
This game has the jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all we got to see is Swamp Palace, Thieves Town, Ganon's Tower, and then just beating Ganon. Both of our runners did already take care of Castle Tower earlier because they needed. Shoot, I can't remember.
All of our Dark World access was pretty much hard. All of our Dark World access was the hard deck today. We had a hammer sitting on the Lake Island. One of our gloves was on East Death Mountain that we needed to, like, you just saw our hook, where the heck our hook shot was. So we needed a hammer in order to even get our mitts. And our first glove was sitting on Stumpy, I think, actually. So like all three of the ways to get into Dark World are all hard deck.
That's a good point. Yep. Thank you for the reminder. All right. Meanwhile, TJ is going to go ahead and give us Thieves Town. We never did find that Thieves Town small key. We won't.
Yeah. At this point, it's very likely in its chest or in the pod big chest. We don't really have a lot of spaces in the pendant dungeons where it couldn't be. And I don't think there's anything in the overworld where it could have been pedestal.
Chat bringing up a good point. It could be Hookshot Cave in one of the other three checks.
That is true. We haven't actually seen those other 3 items in Hookshot Cave.
I also don't imagine that we'll see those 3 checks either.
Probably not. I mean, and it depends if you want to feel like you're looking for silvers or not. We got Gold Sword. We probably won't be looking for silvers in Hookshot Cave.
Gold Sword. TJ will also be picking up Red Mail here on Blind as well. We wouldn't be looking for Burna at this point, but we also already know that's on Bumper Ledge.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen just about every trackable item at this point, other than the Bugnet. Would he grab the chest on the way for silvers? I could see TJ maybe picking up the chest in Swamp Palace. Could grab pretty much the three of them kind of like right there before Argus. I don't see TJ doing the 3 in Hookshot Cave out of the way. At this level, everybody's really good with doing silverless Ganon. Gold Sword isn't that bad. If we were sitting on like Master Sword Ganon, I think a lot of runners would probably check Hookshot Cave just so they can knock off having to do spin to win in Phase 4. Because you get to drop your number of spins from 24 down to 2 to like maybe 3. So
yeah. All right, but Fred going back into Turtle Rock, TJ picking up that red mail, and two dungeons to go after all the 11 down or 10 down.
yep, and we just got to go into the back of Swamp now.
All right. So yeah, if these results do hold up, and keeping in mind TJ does have a little bit of a lead here, actually a good lead. If TJ keeps it and wins, that will put TJ through to the brackets as the second place person in the groups. This has been a really interesting group overall, though. I mean, having the possibility of a three-way race to see who qualifies is always a fun one.
Yeah. This would have been, I think there might be one other group that would have had the potential for having a three-way tie too. This one probably isn't, unfortunately, going to finish 2 and 4. TJ's probably going to be 3 and 3. So, but yeah, no, this is very, very even group at the bottom, and Sailor Nep kind of just ran straight through the top and won and swept. No big key, so we're not checking the Swamp Owl's big chest. And Fred, unfortunately, is about to hit the laser bridge now. And get the bad news. There's a suck shot.
And there's our final GT small key while we're at it as well.
Nice. And there's Fred's and go mode now. Or at least get the GT mode.
And speaking of Ganos Tower, while we are doing all dungeons key sanity, Ganos Tower is one of those where the GT big key will still be in Ganos Tower. So everyone in chat, start thinking of a number between 1 and 22 where you think that GT big key will end up being. We'll go ahead and start the unofficial game when TJ takes care of Argus.
To be honest, I'm actually interested. With 4 GT small keys, we could theoretically see the forbidden technique of opening the middle door. The door that no one ever opens in GT.
Oh.
Well, that's a mystery solved.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think we'll be going back for that.
Yeah.
Or that's gonna Thieves Town small that chest for the Swamp Palace big key. Oh, this game. All right, but that is all the dungeons down for TJ except for Ganos Tower. So yeah, keep on getting your guesses into chat. Tofal, where do you think that GT big key will be today?
I will. Somebody in chat already kind of guessed my usual prediction for this game, which is 9. 2 people have.
All right, and according to my 22-sided die, it rolled a 5. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and try with that. Okay, maybe it's a random number generator, but still counts.
Yeah, close enough.
All right, and TJ is about to climb into Ganos Tower. And
Yeah.
let's see what we get.
All right. Open the middle door, TJ. You gotta open the middle door. You could have brought balance to the force.
Could have brought balance to the two sides. I mean, maybe the door just doesn't work at this point, you know?
Yeah. TJ opting to do right side. This is probably the fastest way to get your checks. We're playing Key Sanity, so it's not like we're about. Especially considering we already have all 4 of them. You even have to step in the portal here in order to get another replacement one. You can just mirror straight after getting the 4th chest.
Yeah. Now, we still have one fake out available to us. Because we still don't have the Swamp Palace big key. We could find that in here.
Yes.
That's number 7.
Realistically, Fred will probably be a GT by the end of this race. I don't know if he'll be on the climb or hunting the GT small, the GT big or not. Fred is now done with 6 crystals, so he just go run to swamp and go kill Argus.
Yeah, and it's not too. It's slow to get into swamp, but it's not. It's not the end of the world if you're just go moding swamp, kind of like what the situation is.
Ah, nice boomerang throw for TJ.
Yep.
Oh, there goes answers the question about silvers. So we've basically seen every trackable item now. Which is unfortunate. Also, interesting, we also haven't seen the last Turtle Rock Small.
That's a good point. And big key of this dungeon.
Here we go. We're out. I lost count. 6, 7, 11, 12, 13. Was that 14?
Yep.
I'd say. Inverno Fulpix, you win. You win internet points. And an unlimited set of rando seeds like this one, where you can go and do Huckless Swamp in order to find your hook shot behind it. This is a great prize, I know.
And even more fun like that at ALTTPR.com. A very nice timing there on TJ's side. Just giving it a little bit of time there. And we're going to start this gauntlet here on TJ's side. Just absolutely dashing through first 2 rooms. Wow.
Yep, and that's the gauntlet clear for TJ. Time for Lambo 2.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a don't blink, you'll miss it kind of endeavor right there.
Well,
Just like with Landmo.
yeah. I mean, I got 17 hearts, red mail, gold sword, silvers. We're gonna kind of just run through everything now. Enemies don't really have a choice in the matter. Nice triple, and then the quad kill on the Blizzrobes.
All right, nice iframes there just to go through the fire bar. And as TJ finishes the climb, make sure to give the runners a follow, by the way. Putting on an excellent show. Both of them doing a fantastic job here as we start getting to the close of this race.
Yeah. TJ has more than enough small keys, and then you even have to kill them. I think TJ might still have that blue goo that he picked up in Eastern Palace at the start of this seed. Hope he ever corrected.
Correct. I was curious if he was going to use it when checking Spike Cave. I think like ran out of magic.
Yeah.
Just as it was crossing the threshold there to get onto the safe ground.
All right, Fred's almost made it up to the top of Death now. Got to be heading over to the TR portal in a second. And yeah, just to again, please, just to give a shout out to our runners, TjMaelstrom and fcoughlin for Fred Coughlin. We've been calling him Fred all night. Some people might not know him, though he's big in a lot of rando communities. Especially like Zelda Link to the Past randomizer, and he's also one of the main developers on the Zelda 1 randomizer. So you see him a lot around SpeedGaming. And a thanks to my Kokon Sorcerer Finch, your uncle Finch. Not sure exactly again what your name is right now, Finch.
I literally changed it today. Like earlier today, being a relatively new uncle.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And our tracker map here. And we're always looking for volunteers.
We are. So if you're interested in commentating or tracking or doing a couple of things behind the scenes, including helping get these races onto YouTube, and get them highlighted, art. There's a whole lot of volunteer opportunities here. TJ already on phase 3 though. Don't blink, you'll miss it. And Fred is.
Fred's random rushing, I think.
Yeah, and that will pay out.
I don't think he'll make it, but he's only going to be a couple rooms away. Yeah. Phase 4 gaming goes really fast with silvers. This is why you want to find silvers. TJ almost dashes off the ledge, but doesn't.
Oh my goodness, but get your GGs in chat as TJ is about to cross the finish line and go 3-3 in this group and claim second place.
Yep, and with a race-time.gg final time of 1:57.20, TjMaelstrom has finished the race. Looks like Fred is going to forfeit right about now. About a room away from finding the key, which is kind of understandable. And GG's TJ, thank you for joining us for an interview. I'm not sure Fred, he may be heading out to bed.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but thank you, appreciate it.
GG's. So what'd you think about that seed overall?
I regret not going to Swamp earlier. I thought about it for pretty much the whole seed.
So,
I the whole time I'm like, I knew something was in Swamp. The flippers were early, the mirror was early, and more importantly, that small key was like one of the first I found. But I stubbornly waited for a hook shot.
I think I said when you're going to mini mode, I was like, you know what I would do in this seed? I know where the hammer is. I would probably just go to Ice Rod Cave, we check Zora, and then go do Aga, and then go do Swamp Palace with the first check of the TM.
Yeah, unfortunately, a few other things that set me off course from that. The flute I hadn't activated yet, so I just picked up the hammer, and with the mirror, I figured going that way, with the dig game and Stumpy and all that, was probably a more efficient route.
Yeah, Yeah, I think if you kind of go back and watch, like, you actually had a pretty good opening route for the most part.
Yeah, I
Fred,
had that feeling. Yeah.
Fred like just had a bit of like some sequencing where like your sequencing just kind of worked out better because Fred went up to check. Fred never did like Saha before going South Shore, so he went to the Zori area, saw the boots, but didn't have flippers or the money for Zora, thankfully. But like, so you made up some time because like he had to kind of go back there. He didn't go, back there. Did go back there. The one thing that we were actually kind of concerned about working out, kind of like sort of in his favor, was the cape. So Fred never actually made it back to CAC to check Sick Kid for the cape before doing Aga, because he checked Bonk Rocks and got Master Sword. So he was doing Master Sword Aga Tower Climb. You were doing Fighter Sword Aga Tower Climb. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, part of the strategy of my opening route is to try to get into Kakariko with either a bottle, a flute, or both, preferably.
Yeah.
So I don't like having to go back to Sick Kid for anything, especially in a Key Sanity seed where just like there's so much extra stuff that's just out there, you know. So like I didn't realize that there was another sword out there. Although usually an Agaseed has swords and cape, so that turned out to be this way. And I knew where swords were. I knew there was one on Desert Ledge. Scouted that one. I figured what would happen is that I would find a book, and then I would have to get that and then go do Aga that way. But since I had scouted the hammer, I was like just laser focused on that hammer. I'm like, as soon as I can get through this, I'm getting that hammer, and then the rest is just like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, look! All you needed for that hammer was Flipper's Mirror, and Moon Pearl, and Darkworld Access.
Yeah,
and
the most loaded closet I've ever seen.
And the ice rod.
And the ice rod was there too. I was just about to mention. What is this guy doing here? Like, this is all every time you go to Sahasra's closet looking for something, turn on green pen. You got none. Yeah, it was on this one. Not on.
It was just saving up for this one. It was the first 11 of 10 I think I've seen.
Like it was already paid off. Like, oh, but wait, there's more.
Order in the next 10 minutes, and we'll get you another seat absolutely free.
Yeah. And then kind of like for the most part, like both of you were kind of like following in each other's footsteps. Like though you kind of chose different things. You opted to go for Mountain before. I think Fred was opting to kind of hunt for Village of Outcasts before Mountain. You got paid off with Mitz being on the mountain a little bit. But I think the only thing that really, like, doing that back and forth, the only thing that really kind of, like, cost you was you didn't get that Ice Palace big key before you could have. Which I'm sure was
just absolutely nerve-wrackingly terrifying.
Which is just, like, sitting in the back of your head. And it was actually a major item. It was a major logical item.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you know exactly what it was. You probably have a suspicion of what it was.
Turtle Rock Smoky?
No, the other one.
The other one. Hodsmall?
Hodsmall 6.
Oh, cool. Circumventable. Nice. Great. Okay.
So yeah, we looked at it and we were like, okay, well, you're going to do Meyer cutscene. So, and Fred had already, he didn't fake powder, he had turned into mushroom, so we already knew where Bombos was, so he got it. He like single dipped Meyer region altogether, but so like we knew where pot 5 was, so it's like you're gonna have five pots.
Yeah, it's not like
you're gonna be fine.
Not like there was anything in there. I think Sahasra went in there and swept up all the atoms out of that place and took them for himself.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah. That Ice Palace Biki was stressful. And as time went on, and as I had fewer and fewer checks, it was more and more scary.
Yeah.
I even did a Hail Mary going up to the Turtle Rock without the big key there. I really should have gone into Swamp Palace first. I was hitting myself while I was in Tower of Hera. I'm like, you idiot. You've been looking at this the whole game. Why didn't you do it? Why?
Yeah, if it was a really, really suspicious Swamp Palace, but it was also like, but you know, it'd be really nice if the game put the hook shot.
All right. You want to know the truth? I found the ice rod, and I forgot I didn't have the big key there. That's
Oh.
that's the God honest truth. Okay, I'll admit it. I
That's
will.
fine, yeah. That's fine. At least you like realize that they need death warp, so you get at least check.
Yeah, I tried to make I tried to make lemonade out of lemons with that, and yeah.
I mean, honestly, like there were no good options. It was either big keyless TR versus
Hookshotless swamp.
hookshotless swamp with everything
Yeah.
available to get in there, and you don't really want to do it because it's like doing Eastern with having a big key land.
Yeah.
You just want that just to not have to go back in there.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that Left Side Swamp was just locking the hookshot anyway.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Left Side Swamp cost me one of my last game, so I guess this was an apology. Dear TjMaelstrom, I'm sorry I hid my ether on this side. Please accept this Turtle Rock Big Key. Sincerely, Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and unfortunately for like. So, out of curiosity, did you have any consideration to Thiestown before TR with the two big keys you pulled out of Swamp, or did you just kind of want to? You knew you had more in TR than Thieves.
The thing about that is that I hadn't figured out everything yet, and I had already gambled on Ice Palace without a single key going into that one. I wasn't ready to commit to another dungeon without having to do it completely. So I opted to go to Turtle Rock, which was fully clearable, versus Thieves Town, which I'd have to leave the big chest behind. So that was why I went into Turtle Rock before Thieves Town.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was... Because, like, when you were going up the mountain, I'm like... I don't know which I'd like more. I started off hating your play a little bit more than I came around to it, because... Realistically, like, you had more logical... There was more logical options in TR than it was in Thieves Town.
Yeah, and anyone who knows me knows how much I like to bank on Turtle Rock. It usually works out in my favor.
Well, and hookshot, hookshot, pod big key.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was when I went into Turtle Rock missing hookshot and pod big key, and I left Turtle Rock with hookshot and pod big key. There's a reason that's my favorite dungeon.
Yeah, so congratulations on claiming second place, by the way.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to say, I guess Fred isn't coming for an interview. Like, good games to Fred. Much respect to that guy. He's one of the nicest people I think I've ever had the pleasure of talking to in the groups. Like, that dude is pretty cool. So it sucks that I have to be the one to knock him out. Yeah, I'm not going to give wins to anyone, no matter how nice you are. But yeah, he's a total class act, and I just want to just give my respect to him, as well as Dirt Ash. Dirt Ash put up a wicked good fight here. The other one in the group, and like Sailor Nep, thanks for just shaming us all. Appreciate that one. Clean sweep, leaving us three to pick up the scraps. Yeah.
I'll say when at the very beginning we're talking about, well, there could be a 2 and 4, like a 3-way tie at 2 and 4, like in this group, but
yeah. I think for entertainment purposes, yeah, most people would have enjoyed seeing that, but yeah, that would have sucked for me. Just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'm coming from a place like last year I failed to qualify altogether. And then I washed out of the Challenge Cup, and I had to live with that for about a year. So, in the previous year, I had made brackets. So this is like, I came into this, I needed this to be my redemption arc. And I guess, with a little bit of, with a little bit of good routing, good skill, and mostly a lot of luck, here I am again. So I guess this ends the redemption arc, and I guess part 2 begins now. Now I can lose and be happy.
But you're going to be a tough out, kind of regardless.
Oh yeah, I ain't no slouch. I ain't no slouch.
You got this. You got this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I believe brackets start next week, about 1 week from today or 1 week from tomorrow?
No, I believe it might be 1 week from tomorrow. I think right now there's a week to schedule any of the tiebreakers that might have to happen.
Cool. Please tell me I can rest a while.
You can rest a week and go play ladder instead. Don't
Good.
worry.
Okay. Cool. I have so much other stuff I want to play.
Play this either, Tears of the Kingdom, Terrors of the Kingdom,
Yeah. Yep.
This weird kind of three-dimensional Zelda game. Like, what is that?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like I'm.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I got to sink my teeth into that a little bit. This thing is gonna go full bore when Street Fighter 6 comes out again, though. So that's gonna divide my attention just a little bit. But I'm fully committed to this tournament here. So hopefully I can get pretty far and just put another notch into my belt here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty relieved.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, I was just gonna say TJ GG's, and I hope you play Cross Keys Ladder and you get like Hookshot Cave, Spiral Cave over in Dark Shop or something now.
That's happened a few times. Okay, I remember specifically one seed where Spiral Cave was in Dark Shopping Mall and it had a Go Mode Palace of Darkness big key in it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
You do remember that one? Yeah.
I remember
that was my opponent was Dataplet, if I remember. Yeah, I remember that one very vividly.
I'm pretty sure it was Illis, but yeah, okay.
Was it Illis?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Dataplet. All right. Well, if you say so, okay. I guess you would know more my seeds better than I would, right?
I don't know. I thought I clipped it. That's all.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go and verify that. Yeah. Fine. All right. Well, that's a flex then. Like, shut up, TJ. I have video evidence that you're wrong.
But anyway, GG.
GG's.
Oh, thank you. I can go relax and have a pleasant day with my mother tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day, all the mothers out there, by the way.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day. And for tomorrow and later tonight, we've got one more race queued up at 11:10 p.m. here on Speed Gaming 2. We've got Breadcoon and Incoherent. Breadcoon coming out of the Mentor tournament last year and is fixing to go 6-0 here in groups. So that should be a good one. That is on Speed Gaming 2. And then 4:10 a.m. Eastern, so morning over in Europe. We've got Dixon and versus Brogor on Speed Gaming 3. But otherwise, we've got a pretty good day of rando coming up. A lot of folks who are just trying to qualify, or folks who are trying to avoid falling into a tiebreaker here. So, got a good day coming up.
Yeah, I just want to say about Breakthrough, by the way. That dude came out of nowhere, and he's legit. Yeah. That dude is legit. And Incoherent is no slouch either. That's going to be a fight. So y'all better watch that.
Yeah, and Inco, by the way, if he wins, is trying to avoid getting into a tiebreaker himself. So that's also...
Yeah, that's a fight. Go check that out.
Yeah, that's going to be, I think, in about an hour on Speed Gaming 2 as well. So.
Yep, that'll be 45 minutes. So stay tuned. We're probably going to end up going over towards the we got on Speed Gaming Main. There is an anime speedruns festival going on right now, so we'll probably end up we'll probably raid into there. But make sure to follow all the Speed Gaming channels for anything Speed Gaming related, for anything speedruns. A lot of links to the past randomizer going on, especially now. And yeah, follow the runners. TJ and Fred did a fantastic job today. My co-com Tafal and tracking Malkier. Thank you so much for pressing the buttons, keeping us honest over here in the booth.
All right, thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And Tafal, would you like the final word?
No, thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone. And, probably be watching that match in 45 minutes on Speed Gaming 2. So
you best.
have fun.